Figma Motion just dropped, and the animations that you see on award-winning websites, the ones that make clients pay premium for, are now possible in Figma. So I spent the whole 2 weeks just figuring it out, but when I went on the internet to find a proper tutorials, everything out there is just a feature overview or everything you need to know about Figma videos. Nobody is actually showing you how to use it in a real project. So in this video, we'll start by how Figma Motion actually works, how keyframes and timeline works, and then we'll also animate this award style homepage together. And once you are done, you can export it directly as a video. So let's get started. Okay, this is the landing page that we are going to animate today.
I've attached this Figma file in the description as well, so you can follow along.
Before animating it, let me explain it to you in a simple words how animation actually works. Animation is just a before state to an after state. You have a before state of an element and then the after state of an element. To give you an example, if you see in this frame, if I add a circle of this color, okay, and then I will duplicate this frame, okay, and in this I'll increase its size. So if you connect it through prototype or Figma Motion or anything, okay, so you can see it goes from before state to an after state. This is what animation actually is. There's a before state of an element and there's an after state of an element. That's what all animation is. Every element has its before state, and when it goes to after state with some speed, that's called an animation. So let me explain to you how keyframes work in Figma now. So in the prototype, we used to connect it to frames and everything. In Motion, we only need one frame and we'll add motion onto that. So if I open this motion panel, so this is the motion panel, okay. First of all, if I go into this frame and I select this, so if you see, one layer has been selected. And now if you can see here with the position and with scale, with everything, there's a keyframe. Keyframe is what defines the before state and after state of an element. So let me give you an example. What I will do on 100 millisecond, I will add it, the position of this circle is exactly this, and scale of this circle is exactly this. Then I will move this bar to around 600, okay, 100 to 600 millisecond, means half a second or something. And then I will change the scale a little bit and I will change the position a little bit. So if you see now, the whole animation is playing. This is the before state and this is the after state. This is the whole animation. And this is how actually timelines and keyframes work. Even if you are using After Effects, even if you are using CapCut, even if you are using Figma Motion. This is exactly how keyframe works. Next thing is the animation speed and the smoothness of the animation. For that, similar to the prototype, we will select these two keyframes and then we will go here. If I click here, it will open up the easing part. That's how smooth the animation is. If you see the animation right now is really stiff, it's just normal. But if I select both and then I go here, and from easing I select custom Bezier, and from custom Bezier if I select this animation will work for most of the things that you need to animate in Figma. So you see, this is now a lot more smoother, like it's easing in and then going out. So that's the smoothness that we need in the animations as well. So this is how basically animation works. There is a before state that you add a keyframe on, and there's an after state there where you add a keyframe on. Okay. Even after that, I can add another keyframe. Maybe when it comes to the 6, then going to 1000 milliseconds, it goes completely up outside the frame. That's what I do. Okay. So if you see now, the whole animation will play. This is the whole animation that we have. This is how actually Figma Motion works, or keyframe works, or this timeline works. So you understand how animation works or Figma Motion works. Let's move forward to the landing page now. First of all, the animation that you have to make, you have to think in the mind what will be the animation. Here, what animation I want to add, let me get one more element here. So if you see, these are separate rectangles that I have in here, okay. So the animation that I want to create is, this will be our loading screen, that these things will go upside one by one and then the whole website loads. So this is the thing that I'm thinking of in terms of animation. You have to think the animation in your head before and then go for it. So let me just make this animation. If I copy this, okay, and paste this in the design itself as well. Now we have everything in the design. Okay, so if I delete this now, before I didn't have it in the design because I wanted to show you how the actual landing page looks like. Now to make the animation, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a duplicate so I can have a backup file here. Now to start with the animation, first thing that you need to do, you need to reduce this one's height to its screen size. So for me, I'm using the screen size for now to 2564 into 1660. That's the screen size that I'm using. Okay, this will be the whole frame that will be as an end animation. Let's start with the animation first. First, we need to animate all these things. I will go to Figma Motion. Next, I will start picking these up, all these rectangles plus these text and logos. Okay, we want all of them to go up so the hero section gets revealed. The initial position of these all rectangles and this logo and the text will be this. So I'm gonna take this keyframe as an initial keyframe. Okay, this is our initial keyframe for all the layers that we have added. Then I'm gonna go to a 900 keyframe or 1000 keyframes, and then I'm gonna move all these things up like this. So if you see now, this is the whole animation that's playing. So you see, we need to make it smoother and all that. Now what I want to do, I want to make all these rectangles go one by one. So for that, what I will do, I will increase the speed of something. To increase the speed of one element to the another, what we will do, we will reduce this size. How that increases speed? To give you an example, if some animation is playing in 1000 millisecond, if we make this keyframe go to 600, that means this one's animation will play in 600 milliseconds rather than 1000. That means its speed has been increased. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make all these ones speed according to their position. So let me just go down here. First of all, I will select this one. This one will go first upside, so I'm gonna make it 400. Then I'm gonna select this one. Let me just go here so you can preview it correctly. So I'm gonna make this one 500 and this one will go to 600. Then I'm gonna select this one and this one will go to 700. Then I'm gonna select the last one and that one will go to 800. Then I'm gonna select this one and that will go to 900. So let's just make it like this. I'm gonna select the logo and the text and I'm gonna make all those in 500 something, so it doesn't leave it behind. So now if you see, these all will go up accordingly. So if I play the animation, so you see these all are going up accordingly, not all at once. Next, I'm gonna select all these elements. Okay, then I'm gonna go to this easing part. Okay, and in easing I can add custom bezier and the same animation that we wanted to add here, like this. So this is the animation that we added. Now if I play, it's a lot smoother. So you see, it's a lot smoother animation. You can obviously extend it more to have more speed or have less speed in there. Let's move forward with when this thing will come, this animation will play. These things will not be static. These things will come with motion as well. That we want to do here as well. When these things will be going on, at this stage, I want my header to come down. I'm going to take maybe 600 where all the rectangles have gone up. I'm going to select my header here and then I'm going to select its position. This is the after position here now. Now we need to set up the before position. So before position will go back and at 200 it will be up like this. So if you see, this is the animation that has been done. So if you see now, play the animation, this thing comes as well. Next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna animate all these elements now. So when this thing goes up, all these elements come with a little bit of motion. So that adds a little bit of aliveness in the website. So next what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the elements one by one. Okay. Similar to this, I'm gonna make at 700, this is its after state. And then I'm gonna go to its before state around 200 and I'm gonna make the scale a little bit down and position here, move it here. So the whole animation will play, this will come from left and scale up. So if you see now, This is coming from left and scaling up a little. Similar to that, I'm gonna go to maybe 700 again or 800. There's a little difference that I wanna add. I'm gonna add position keyframe. Also, I'm gonna add this auto layout gap keyframe as well. Okay, so I will increase the gap in the before state, and in the after state the gap will be same. Okay, and I'm gonna add this opacity keyframe here as well. These three keyframes we are doing at once. Then I'm gonna go to its before state. In the before state, what happens? I'm gonna increase these ones spacing. Okay, also I'm gonna decrease this one's opacity to 0, and also I'm gonna move it here. So all three animation will play at the same time. Now if we see, the spacing has been decreased between all of them. Also they are coming from 0 opacity to 100, and also they are coming from the left side. Similar to that, I'm gonna do this with this. I'm gonna create a y-axis keyframe, a scale keyframe for this, and I'm gonna go back, and this one will go here, and its scale will be around 30%. So this will animate as well. In the after state, I'm gonna add this rotation keyframe, and I'm gonna go to the before state and rotate it to maybe 90 degrees. So you see it's coming with rotation. Next up, this thing we will do as well, position and opacity. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a simple text animation here. I'm just gonna make it a little bit down and reduce this one's opacity. So this one will be like this. Similar to that, I'm gonna do this button as well. I'm gonna reduce its scale and the position, and then I'm gonna go to 300 and make its scales completely 0 and move it down a little bit, something like that. Next up, what we're gonna do, these bigger texts, I'm gonna lock this whole thing now. I'm gonna select this first text. I'm gonna go to 900, add opacity keyframe and position keyframe. I'm gonna add those two keyframes, go to 100. I'm gonna move this a little bit down and remove the opacity completely. So if you see, this one is coming like this as well. Similar to that, I'm gonna do the same thing with this, like this. Now the last thing that we need to animate is this cargo thing. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go to 1000, select this cargo box, add a position keyframe and a scale keyframe to it. Go to start of our animation, okay, the before state of this, and I'm gonna move everything up. I'm gonna move this completely up. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit as well. The last thing that we need to do, I'm gonna select all the animation profiles, all the things that we animated. I'm gonna select all, click on easing, go to custom bezier, add a custom bezier on it, and this curve. And now if you play, this whole animation of the hero section will play. So you see, you can obviously make these keyframes a little longer to increase its speed or slow down its speed or anything like that. So this is our first animation of the hero section. Next thing that we will learn is the tools tab. This tools tab will help you a lot in this Figma Motion as well. So what I'm gonna do, if you see this text element, okay, this text element has an animation of very simple animation that it comes from down with a lower opacity and all that. But if you see most of the text animations, if you consider Apple style text animation, most of those animations is all the letters come one by one. If you see in this example, all the letters are coming one by one. So let me give you a from scratch process of that first. What you can do, you can make all these letters separate and then add animations on this one by one on all letters, but obviously that will be a lot more time consuming. Instead of that, this is where the tools are gonna help you. I'm gonna go to this tools tab. If I go to this tools tab, I've already searched text animator. So this is a tool called Figma Motion text animation. It's kind of like the plugin. It's already a plugin as well, but there are certain plugins that are for the Figma Motion, certain plugins that are for Figma itself. So this is for Figma Motion. If I open this up, I run this, okay. So you see, These are some text animations that already we have in there. So typewriter, spring pop. I'm gonna use this fade in animation, just the simple one. I'm gonna go to the first frame here, our before state, and I've selected that element as well, and I'm just gonna click on animate text. Now this has animated the whole text. If you see from here, if I go from start, the only problem is, this is a problem in this plugin, like this one made this frame, this text frame above all. So what we want to do, we want to move it down to its original position in the layers. So now if we select, this is like this. Also, one other mistake that he did, if you see the kernings and the letter spacing is -5%. He made the letter spacing exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select all these elements one by one. First I will go to, this is the, if you see, character D, character E, character I, this is all these elements here now. I'm gonna go to their last keyframes and I'm gonna change their position to like this. Now if we play, so this is the whole animation. So this text, you see, this comes at once. This text, if you see, this comes letter by letter. So it adds a little bit more depth in the animation. These are the small things in the animations that makes a lot of difference. Next, we have all these things. Next, we want to make the scroll animation, that it goes to the second section. We will apply the same tactic that we apply on Figma prototype as well. These all things will go up and the second section will come into this canvas. I'm gonna make this a little bit longer, this timeline. Then I'm gonna come back and it stays here for maybe 1600 or maybe 1 second, around 1800, and from here we will start the next animation. So the next animation is, I'm gonna select all these things and I'm gonna add first a before keyframe, because we're gonna animate it above. Always make sure to see what's the before keyframe. If I make it up like this, it's gonna start going up even after the animation has been stopped. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a Y position keyframe. So this position keyframe has been added on all of these elements. Why I haven't added on this picture? Because I want this picture to scroll down. So I'm not gonna move it up. If you want something to scroll down, you just don't move it up in the Figma. So I added the before keyframe. Then I will go more. It's 1800 to 2800. Completely 1 second, or you can go 1.5 second as well. Okay, and I'm gonna move this above, all these things above. These all things have gone above. Next, I'm gonna uncheck clip content. That's gonna open up the second section here as well. Second section is this one. Next thing is, we need to move this second section up as well. Okay, so I'm gonna select this second section now. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna go to y-axis and add a keyframe. If you see, it is on 1800, and I'm gonna go to 3000, and then I'm gonna move it up like this. So if you see now, the whole animation what we will play, this is the whole animation that's playing. It's going up like a scroll animation. Now the next thing that I want to do, I have an orange cargo box as well. What I want the effect is, when this things goes on top of this, the cargo box becomes orange. I'm gonna go something like here. I'm gonna add an opacity keyframe here, and then I'm gonna move it here, and till here it's gonna increase its opacity to orange. So if you see now when this whole thing goes up and it makes that cargo box orange. So that effect has been created. Other than that, what we can do, we can add animations on these things as well. You can always start from after state to before state, or before state to after state. For this, I'm gonna go into the after state. I'm gonna select this text. I'm gonna add an opacity keyframe here. I'm gonna add this in after state, and maybe I can check if I have a blur. Yeah, if you see, we have a blur state as well. So I'm gonna add a blur keyframe as well at the end. Next, I will go here. So what I want to do, I want to see if that blurs and comes from there. I'm gonna make it 0. So if you see now, this whole thing is blurred and opacity is very lower, and then it's coming up. Similar to that, we can do this button. In after state, the scale will be this, and in the before state, the scale will be 0. When it's coming up, it's also getting that scale thing. Let's move forward with the next animation. We will ease it maybe at the end of the animations when we have made all of that. Play it from the start. This happens, then it goes up, and this is the animation that we have right now. Now we have this animation. Let's move it a little bit more down. Next up, if I go, this is 3000. So from 3000, I'm gonna go to 4000. So it stays for 1 second here, okay, or 1.5 seconds, something like 4100 milliseconds. I'm gonna add keyframes on these things as well, okay. I'm gonna select this thing, and I'm gonna add a position keyframe here. This is the before state. Then I'm gonna go here, and from 4100 I will add it to 5100, and that will go up. This only thing will go up like this. And next thing that we need to do, I will take all of these elements. In this animation, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna invisibly move it here. So, and in from here, from this we are playing the animation. From this, I'm gonna add a position keyframe and add a opacity keyframe, reduce its size. I'm gonna create the complete opacity 0 from start, from the before state, so it doesn't even feel like it's coming from down, okay. And from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a opacity keyframe again, and next I'm gonna add, this is the whole animation that I got in mind, that instead of these things coming up, I'm gonna make these things appear here. Next thing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna increase its opacity here. So now if you see, it's not gonna show these all things coming up. So if you see, it's only gonna show this text coming up. So this text is coming, and then these things have their opacity. Now when they are taking opacity, taking the complete opacity, I can add a little animation on these things as well. So if I select all these things, and I can add a position keyframe here, and then a position keyframe here, and move them maybe left to right a little bit, something like this. So this will be the whole animation, okay. Next up, let's go to next scroll animation. Next, let's take 1 more second or 1.5 second out, and then select all these things again. Now I'm gonna move the cargo box up as well. This is the place till the cargo box come, after that it scrolls up. So I'm gonna go down, select all these things, and this unlock this thing as well. I'm gonna add a keyframe here of position. Then I'm gonna go, it's at 7400, so I will go to 84 or 85, and I'm gonna move them all up. All the things will go up like this. Okay, next up, if we see, we are not in the animation tab. These things I want to animate. When you hover over certain things, these things will animate. So to do that, we need to make the default option or before option completely 0. I'm gonna name it picture 1 and picture 2, so we know where these pictures are, and I'm gonna make their scale completely 0, and this one opacity to 40% as well. Next up, let's go to motion. Now if I select our main frame, I go to timeline. Where our timeline is, we were here, okay. We were here in the timeline where this section moves up, and now we want to move this section up as well. Now the one problem here that we have is, if we move it from this before state, if we take it from here, add a before state here, and then we move it up like this, what's this gonna do? It's gonna make it look like it's going from very down. So if you see now, it's gonna look like this. The animation will not look very good. So for that, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to back keyframe where this is completely invisible. In this keyframe, we're gonna add a y-axis or position keyframe and move these all up, and maybe here we can add a keyframe as well. So these things are coming up, we don't even have to like see, because we are in this phase of animation. Everything that we will see will be here, not here. Okay, if we see, this is going from here to here. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna move all these elements here like this. So we got our this section in this page as well. Okay, other things or those smaller things we can even add in here as well, like maybe we want to add a scale animation on this one, on this frame. I'm gonna click scale, add a keyframe, and I'm gonna go down and make this scale 0, and this is create the scale. All these animations you can add. Now let's add that hover animation that we wanted to create. Next up, when it comes here, I'm gonna go to around 900. After a little bit of time, around 900, we're gonna select this frame. This one frame has been selected. I don't know why it's not showing it, but this one frame has been selected. I'm gonna add an opacity keyframe on it, on this one stroke, and then I'm gonna make it 100%. So this is the thing that I'm doing. So if you see, this is at 40% opacity and it goes to 100% opacity. The same thing that we need to do in the inside section as well. So these both things, if we select, these both things are at 40% opacity. I'm gonna add a keyframe here and then make this fill 100%. Oh sorry, not this one, make this fill 100%. Similar to that, we're gonna do this with this as well. Now we have this animation that it's on 40% and then it goes to 100%. Also in the same time, we want to add the animation that the cursor is coming up. So this picture that we had here, we're gonna increase its size as well. So let me find that this is the picture 2 is here. Okay, I'm gonna select here and add a scale keyframe here. Okay, then I'm gonna go here and increase its scale. So this whole animation will play like this. Next up, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the second one like this. I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna make this one from here. These all things I will select again. This, and this. These all things I will select again. I'm gonna add their respective keyframes, whatever that will added, and then I'm gonna go to maybe 1800 and I'm gonna select this picture, decrease its scale to 0 again, and then I'm gonna select this whole thing and decrease its opacity to 40. Then I'm gonna select this global fright, decrease its opacity to 40 again. So this whole thing has done. Now we need to do the same thing with the second section. So what I'm gonna do, if I selected this, I'm gonna go here and add an opacity keyframe, and I'm gonna go here and make this one's opacity 100%. So this one's became 100% like this. Okay, and also while it's becoming 100%, this picture will be changed as well. This picture will come from scale 0 to scale bigger like this. So let me show you the whole animation that we made here now. So if you check here, from here this goes up, then when first one hovers, then second one hovers. This is the whole animation that is playing here. Next, we'll go to the next section, the last section we are left with. After that, we have the complete animation. For next section, if we go here, now we need to move all these things up again. I'm gonna select all these things, go to 10800 and I'm gonna go to 11800. So for 1 second it's gonna stay here. Then I'm gonna add a y-axis keyframe and then I'm gonna move it a little bit more to around 1280 and I'm gonna move everything up. And while these things move up, I'm gonna move this one up as well. This one I'm gonna add a y-axis keyframe and from here it will come here. And then I'm gonna clip content again on this one. So this is the whole animation that is playing. Okay, one thing that we can do, we can add a scaling keyframe on this set by thing. Okay, so this one is scaled this here, we can go back, and this one we can make it very less scale. Okay, or also we can make it, so if you see this is coming from scale, also we can make this set by maybe position change as well. If I go here, I go here and change its position a little bit down, so it's coming from down to here, so this makes this animation. Next up, we can also add on this as well, these two containers. If you see, I have the background separate and the container separate. On this I can add an animation as well. I'm going to add a position. This is the after state. Go to the before state. In the before state, I'm going to move it a little bit down. So all these small animations are going to create a complete parallax type of effect. Next up, now we have our whole animation, and we're going to make this like this, so it stays in the footer as well. Now we're going to select all the animation has been done. So let me just play it for you once. So if you see, the whole animation is playing now. Now the last thing that we need to do is to select all these. Okay, go to easing, then go to custom Bezier and add that easing in there. Now let's play this animation from start again. Okay, perfect. Now we have this animation complete. What we can do now, we can go to this, okay, and we can export it as, we can export a static one as well, and we can export the MP4 version as well. That's the main benefit and difference between Figma prototype as well. You can also use tools, and you can also export these as video. You don't need to screen record it or anything like that. You can export it in MP4, WebM according to your quality, frame rates, and then you can export, you can add it into After Effects and add some backgrounds in it. So if you want to learn that, then I would suggest you to go to this video. In this video, at the end of the video, I show you completely how to add these cool backgrounds on these showcases to showcase them on your social profiles or sending to the client or anything like that. I hope all the things according to Figma Motion has just got clear for you. Now the only thing that I would ask from you is to practice this as well. Even if you struggle, come back to this tutorial again, see how I'm doing it, and try to do it yourself. And if you have any questions, any queries, anything that you would like to ask me, you can always ask in the comment section. And if you want to learn how to present it in After Effects, go to this video. क्या यार